I'm Cindy, naturalist with Dallas County Conservation. We're here at Forest Park in Perry, and today we're going to introduce you to snakes. Yes, you'll get to meet the one in the bag later, but follow me. Let's get started. To make this a truly interactive presentation, we have a couple items you should have on hand. So pause the video and go find these items. Now that you have your gear together, we're going to build a snake from head to tail. If you want to learn more about the science behind all of this, check your library. See if they have this book, Awesome Snake Science. Can you see the snake in this picture? Snakes are all around us, but they really like to hide. Have you ever touched a snake? Have you ever held a snake? Here's where the snake is. We're going to do several of these throughout the program. They're going to get harder. We're going to start with learning how snakes eat, especially something bigger than their own head. You're going to need your masking tape, large rubber bands, and stuffed animals. One of the things that most amazes most people is how snakes can eat food that's bigger than their entire head. Their skulls are truly amazing. So, we're going to make their skulls right now. They can eat the food. Take your fingers and put them right in front of your ears. Open and shut. Can you feel how your upper and lower jaws are connected and you can only open your mouth so wide? Snakes have a slightly different anatomy. If you put your hands together like this is going to be our snake jaw model. Your pinkies and thumbs are going to be your snake jaws. Your fingers are going to be the snake teeth, curved backwards so you can pull the food in. Grab your masking tape and make 2 small loops, one to fit your pinkies, one to fit your thumbs. We're going to start by making a working model of a snake with fixed jaws, like we have. I put 1 loop of tape around my pinkies, the other around my thumbs. Then I go looking for dinner. Ooh, there's a rabbit. I grab it with my teeth. You notice it wasn't just one gulp. I have to use my teeth to push the rabbit down through my throat and into my stomach. If my tape rips, that means I'm dead. I broke a jaw. So it takes a little bit of work, a little bit of wiggling, but oh yeah, dinner. I'm still hungry. Ooh, look, there's what I want. Ready? Let's see if I can get that down. I broke my jaws. I'm dead. Take a minute to take your tape off and grab your rubber bands. Snakes have an extra bone in their jaws. It's called the quadrate bone. We have the same bone. It's in our inner ear. It's called the incus. It's little tiny. To make your quadrate bone, all you have to do is put a rubber band over your pinkies and a rubber band over your thumbs. Now, how wide can you open this model mouth? Impressive. Dinner should be no problem. So first, we're going to start with my rabbit. Oh, how quick was that? Now, what happens with my moose? It's going to take a little bit of work, a little bit of wiggle. Think about it. Pythons can eat deer. Not in one gulp. They have to work it in, but there we go. I'm full. This is the jaw from a fox snake, a snake that's common here in central Iowa. It's pretty small. The curved teeth, they lose their teeth all the time when they're eating. They're not firmly fixed in the bone, but they can grow as many new teeth as they need to over the course of their life. Second chance to see the snake. Can you find it? They're getting harder. Right now, take your hand and feel your forehead. Pretty warm, right? You're endothermic. Your body makes its own heat. A snake is ectothermic. They rely on the heat around them to keep warm. That's why you see them on roads or sidewalks a lot of times, soaking up the sun. But if you've ever walked up to one, it's not moving. You poke it. Is it dead? And then it goes, ah! It's attacking me. No, it's not. It was probably asleep. Open your eyes wide, really wide. I took away your eyelids. You cannot blink. Snakes have no eyelids. That means even when they're asleep, their eyes are wide open. Go ahead and blink. My eyes are tired. You can't tell if they're asleep or awake. Have you ever been fast asleep and a brother, sister, mom, or dad has poked you and you go, ah, that scared me? Same thing happens with snakes. You scare them awake. What are they gonna do? Jump. They're not coming to get you, I promise. Now another thing. Ready? Stick out your tongue. Wiggle it around. Use your tongue to feel the top of your mouth. Do you feel any holes up there? Probably not. But snakes have 2 holes in the roof of their mouth. Now, put up your fingers like they're your snake tongue. Ready? Stick it out. Wiggle it around. Now pull it back and stick your fingers up your nose. No! Not really. Not up your nose. Snakes have noses. They can use them to smell and breathe just like we do. But they also have those holes in the roof of their mouth. It's called Jacobson's organ. And when they stick the tips of their tongue in those holes, they can tell if the food is closer on the right side or on the left side. Pretty cool stuff. Put your fingers next to your eyes and pull them backwards. What do you run into? Your ears. Do snakes have ears like this? No. Do they have ears at all? Yes, they do. They're not holes in their head. They don't have flaps. But can they hear? You betcha. We're going to find out right now how. So ready? We're going to need to grab our materials. You're going to need to grab your scissors, your metal rack, and your string. You're going to cut 2 pieces of string about the length of your arm. Tie 1 piece to each end of your metal rack. Take a minute and take your fingers and feel behind your ears. Feel for that bone back there. Snakes hear through their bones. So do you. Our air amplified sound works so much better. We mostly ignore the bone tones we get, but if you've ever felt thunder or felt firework booming or that really loud car stereo going boom, ba boom, ba boom, ba, you're hearing through your bones. Now we're going to make the model that lets us hear mostly like snakes do, through their bone tones. Take your string and wrap it around your fingers a couple times. Now ready? We're going to put that on the bone behind our ears. Make sure it's on the bone. Take your next finger to plug your ears. Wait just a second so you can hear my instructions. Stand up so the rack is hanging free, and then plug your ears and bang it against a table. Ready? Whoa, that is so cool. Can you see the snake? Trial number 3. Not easy. They blend in very well, don't they? Speaking of seeing snakes, we've got one more snake vision activity to do. Get ready to grab your balloon and scissors. Balloon and scissors. Take your scissors and cut around the edge of the balloon so that we get 2 equal side pieces. Then you're just going to make a little slit in the center of the balloon, just like that. Some snakes have round pupils, like we do. Some snakes have slits. Now, when you put these in front of your eye, like this, and get that slit straight over your pupil, you can see how a snake sees this one with a vertical pupil. When it's dark out, ooh, it gets bigger. I can see up to down. If I have a horizontal slit, when it gets light, oh, wait, I can see better side to side. Whoa, wait, this helps me hunt my prey. Cool. So, and the round pupil is like you. Wait, this is, wow, my vision changes. It works for us too. So we've explored how a snake sees and hears and smells and tastes and swallows. How do they get all this working together throughout their body? Let's travel down to right under your ribs. Snakes have ribs too, a whole bunch of them, all the way down to their tail. And many of Iowa's snakes and snakes around the world are constrictors. That means they like to give things hugs. How does that work? Feel right under your ribs, that squishy part. Ready? Take your hands and pinch them together. Give yourself a squeeze. Ready? Take a deep breath in, squeeze harder. Take another deep breath in, squeeze some more. Are you finding it hard to breathe? Go ahead and let go. For a long time, scientists thought that snakes squeezed their prey till they couldn't breathe anymore. Then they did some studies and found out what they're actually doing is stopping the heart of their prey. That's much faster, kills the animal quicker, and then they swallow them bit by bit, as you already know. As reptiles, snakes are covered with scales. They don't have fur, they don't have feathers. They, turtles, crocodiles, alligators, have scales. What do they feel like? Like a basketball or the bottom of your shoe. Dry, notice I said dry, not slimy, and a little bit bumpy. If you have a chance to look at snake skin, you'll notice there's two kinds of scales. There's the little scales on the back, but if you look at their belly, they have much bigger scales called scutes. Some people say when you pick up a snake, you should pull it by its tail. Not a good idea. Take one hand and feel your fingernails on the other. Your fingernails and snake scales are made of pretty much the same thing. These big belly scales called scutes, put your fingers over your fingernails. Ready? Pull them up and pull them off. Ow! Don't really do that, but if you're pulling a snake backwards, you're pulling its belly scales up. It's not going to be very happy about that, so that's not a good idea. What's likely the most famous way snakes can let you know they're not very happy? Yep, it's a rattle. There are rattlesnakes in certain parts of Iowa, but they're not very common. However, other snakes will rattle their tails as well. Both fox snakes, garter snakes, and bull snakes will all shake their tails in dry leaves. This is not to say, hey, food, I'm coming to get you. It's to say, hey, don't step on me. There's a great way to mimic that rattle. Ready? Grab your envelope, your large paper clip, small paper clip, and thin rubber band. So you're going to unbend your big paper clip to make a big U shape. Stretch your thin rubber band between the prongs and put your paper clip on the rubber band. Next, you're going to twirl the little paper clip as many times as you can, getting it nice and tight. Okay, very carefully, you're going to put it in your envelope, prong sides up, don't let go. If you hear a rattle, all you have to do is open the envelope. We're about ready to see our live snake, but first, can you see snake number 4? The next part of the program is meeting a live snake. Just so you know, all wild snakes in Iowa are protected by law, except the garter snake. It's against the law to kill them or to pick them up to keep them as pets or to sell them. All the snakes that we have at Dallas County Conservation Board are used as education ambassador animals. They were raised in captivity for use in education programs. Now, we're going to meet a bull snake, and it's rather large. When we take it to programs, we keep it in a pillowcase. It feels nice and safe and secure. It can breathe, and it can't escape. It hasn't learned to untie knots yet. The bull snake is the largest snake you're going to see in Iowa, and it is one that rattles its tail. We often get calls, there's a rattlesnake in my yard or on the trail. It's most likely a bull snake. Look at this beautiful pattern. Oh. You can see his tongue flickering in and out, smelling the surroundings. If you look at its belly, the scutes, it's a different pattern than on the back. its back scales help it camouflage in the grass, especially the prairie grass, and near the forest with the leaves. A couple of questions people always ask. If you look back here, this is the vent scale. This is where their pee poop comes out. And if they're a female, that is where the eggs or the babies come out. So only this much of the snake is tail. The rest, and this is a very impressive rest, is all body. This is a constricting snake, but I'm not worried about it killing me. I'm much too big. We feed it mice. We buy frozen mice. It gets fed once a week. Although there are times in the winter it will go 2 or 3 months without having any food. Now this snake and I have worked together quite a bit. Remember, I'm warm, it's cold, so it really likes to stay next to my body. A lot of people want to know if this is a boy snake or a girl snake. We're not sure. To find out, we'd have to put a probe, so a little hook, up its vent to check out its privates. The snake would not be very happy about that, and we don't really care. Another fun thing you can do with snakes is go to get a good snake guide, Snakes of Iowa, use your Legos and make matching patterns. That way when you see a snake outside, you know immediately what it is. Speaking of seeing snakes outside, can you see the snake? If you can't find this one, and it is tough, feel free to come to Forest Park in Perry and say hi to the bull snake on exhibit.